Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I read this article on, at least the title, on the Ukrainska Pravda, the article I would like to talk about in this video, and that reminded me of some funny communist facts. So when I used to live in that Romania with that communist party, they were, reporting the economic achievements of the country, and that reminded me of this article, and I will explain in a minute why. What's the connection? What's the resemblance? This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda from September 12, 2022. Ukrainian armed forces liberate more than 6,000 square kilometers and continue to advance. Yesterday it was at 2,600 or something. Now it's 6,000, right? The day before it was 1,000 and the day before it was 7,000. So not yesterday, the day before it was, and the afternoon it was, afternoon here. It was about 600 square kilometers. Then in the evening it was 1,000 by Zelensky, and the next day, which is yesterday, was 2,500 or 2,600. That's what I heard. I listened it. I read it into articles, and now since yesterday to today is 6,000. So it's more than double. All right. Well, like this, they're gonna liberate the whole planet. That's a joke, actually. The president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, said that the armed forces of Ukraine have liberated over 6,000 square kilometers of Ukrainian territory from Russian occupying forces. Quote from Zelensky: "Since the beginning of September, our warriors have liberated more than 6,000 square kilometers of Ukrainian territory in the east and south of the country. Our troops are continuing to advance." Zelensky thanked the 57th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade, which has recovered from heavy fighting in the east and is advancing with great courage and confidence in the southern front. So they're going down. Okay. The 59th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade, which has been advancing steadily despite the difficult open terrain and the Russian artillery fire. The 128th Separate Mountain Assault Brigade, which has liberated several settlements and has effectively neutralized units of Russian troops. Finally, Zelensky also thanked Ukraine's anti-aircraft defense forces. Well, okay, it seems like they have a lot of personnel available somehow. Good for them. Now, when we were over there in Romania, that communist situation with Communist Party, every year we would get the new achievements of the Communist Party, and they were telling us, and we didn't believe anything, just so you know, the achievements and the economic achievements. Hey, how many tons of, corn they were able to gather, how much tons of crops, and things like this, or tons of steel they produce and all that. And it was, and every year they had to lie, and they were upping every year the achievements to such a point that Romania was producing more than any other country, including the United States, in grain, in steel, in almost everything. Romania was producing, was basically the most in the world. That was impossible, okay? Just to put it this way. But we knew it was false. But because every day they were lying, they got to a point where they had to keep lying, because if they would stop and say, okay, next year, they couldn't go higher than that, because it was obvious it was 3 times the US's economy. That was impossible. We knew that. We're not tards. But they had to lie, because anything that would be the same level or something lower would be a failure, and they could not do that. So the same thing with these guys. I think they would go to that point where all that territory that was occupied by Russia, right, Donetsk, Luhansk, Crimea, will be smaller than the square mileage or square kilometers that these guys will report, because they have to show improvement. And if they jumped so fast like this, maybe in 2 weeks they're gonna be the whole entire thing, but they will not say their entire thing. Now I don't know the surface, I do not know the territory that is under, they need to liberate, quote unquote liberate. I'm saying quote unquote liberating because those territories do not want to be liberated. First, the territories are neutral in a way that the ground doesn't have to be liberated by the Chinese, French, or Martians, because this ground doesn't know who the ground. The earth doesn't say, oh, I think I belong to those people. No, I belong to those. No, so that's why it's neutral. The thing is who lays claim on that territory. So Ukraine lays claim on this. Well, actually, the Russians claim that. So they're overlapping their claims. So that territory, but the fact is, that territory, the people who are living on that territory, they don't want to be with these guys who come to liberate them. So that's the thing. When I say about liberating, I'm thinking, when you get over there and you liberate them, you're gonna start a little how should I put it, like Stalin did, a little it's killings, let's put it this way. You're gonna go and say you were a co-op, you were a collaborator, a little purge, a little purge, and this is the only thing I'm afraid, that these guys are gonna come back and it's not gonna just give them flowers. There's gonna be a lot of reports, justified or unjustified, because we're human and we know how that works. So they will go to, I don't know the total surface. I didn't even bother to look, but I'm waiting for this Ukrainian to get to a point where I'm gonna be okay. Now I think this number is a little bit too high. Let me check out and see do a little Google search and find out how much of this territory was occupied, quote unquote, by the Russians, and put it next to the new figures that the Ukrainians will come up. Right now it's just 6,000 square kilometers. Okay, but what if they're gonna run out of square kilometers because they're gonna up it to show that the counteroffensive works, that they will run out of Earth's surface? We'll find out. They claim 6,000, let them be. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know. We'll find out if the Russians are going to push them back or not, or what are going to be the options. Because the Russians, if they get pushed back to a certain, as I said many times already, if they get pushed back to a certain location, they would say that threatens their existence, and they say we're going to use nuclear weapons. And I think there's not going to be like a controlled little war over there with about 5 nuclear weapons here, 5 nuclear, and we figure things out. I'm gonna be, I'm guessing, I don't know, controlled nuclear war. How would that sound when they all have it? I'm talking about the Western countries and Russia. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.